Welcome to the show called Let's Talk Homeschool, brought to you by Apologia Educational Ministries. This is the show where we talk about everything homeschooling: the who, what, when, where, why, and how. We want to affirm and encourage you in the decision to homeschool, challenge and inspire you to take it to new heights, and celebrate everything you get to experience along the way in this adventure of a lifetime. Today's show is titled Giving Tuesday. I'm your host, Davis Carman. So tomorrow, December 3rd, 2024, is Giving Tuesday. You may or may not be familiar with this new tradition. It's less than 5 years old, because for many years, all we had was Black Friday, which was the day after Thanksgiving. So you had Thanksgiving, then Black Friday, and people would often get up early, storm the stores, make a mess of the places, finding the bargains that were available, and that set off the Christmas retail buying season, where stores could determine how well things might be projecting to be as it began that shopping season. So many of these places made their money based on what they sold on Black Friday, hence the name Black, as it finally put them in the black. That went on for many years. As a matter of fact, Rachael and I actually decided one time to participate. We like getting up early, and so we made a date of it. We got up 4 o'clock, leave the house at 4:30, get to a store at 5 o'clock, and buy some things for the kids and grandkids, and mainly have a date. Afterwards, go to a Cracker Barrel or some other restaurant, have a nice breakfast, a coffee, a latte, and just relax, get home. And I remember one year, after a Black Friday date, Rachel and I were driving back to our house, which is somewhere between the suburbs and rural. We're not in the suburbs, but we're not fully rural. We're somewhere in between. Point is, there's lots of horse farms and cow farms close to our place, and we're driving home. We're almost there, about 8:30 or 9 o'clock a.m. on this particular Black Friday. And as we're just taking our time, slowly driving home, there's a cow in the middle of the road. It's just one of my memories that's just stuck in my head of a Black Friday 5, 6, 7 years ago. And there it was. And so we just stopped. It wasn't moving. We moseyed around the cow and continued on home, 2 or 3, 4 miles to our place. So that's Black Friday. Many of the people are familiar with that. Well, then online shopping grew in popularity. I take advantage of online shopping. I did some yesterday, or on December 2nd, which is Cyber Monday. So Black Friday was followed by Cyber Monday, which is another shopping day, primarily online. So you get all kinds of deals on all the online stores. But then the very next day, which happens to be December 3rd this year of 2024, was designated as Giving Tuesday. So the Black Friday and the Cyber Monday are all about the buying, the consumerism, the purchasing of gifts and items for friends, family, possibly yourself. But then we know that life shouldn't be all about consuming and buying and even giving. One of the reasons Rachel and I love the Thanksgiving holiday, which we just celebrated with family, is that presents and gift giving are not a primary emphasis. It's more on the gathering of the family, the meal making, the sharing meals, and going around the table and saying what we're thankful for. But on Giving Tuesday, it tries to bring everything back to where we get a right frame of mind and say, we need to consider others. Giving is better than receiving. It's good for our heart and soul, and we need to learn to be cheerful givers, as Scripture says. We can even learn how to have be joyful in our generosity and go on a journey, so to speak, of generosity. And so Tuesday after Cyber Monday has been designated Giving Tuesday, which for me personally is becoming one of my favorite days. As a matter of fact, last year, that's what I said on my Facebook page. I said, this is one of my favorite days, and I look forward to it. I've been preparing for today, Giving Tuesday, for 6 to 8 weeks. Rachel and I have had meetings about what are the organizations that we want to give to, that we want to support financially, that we want to help, that we want to be a part of. And it's a great exercise to go through where we have the types of ministries that we are interested in seeing succeed. So for us personally, we like to support homeschooling organizations. HSLDA used to have an organization called Homeschool Foundation. They merged with HSLDA, the Homeschool Legal Defense Association, as part of their 501c3. And that's where they give to homeschooling families who have suffered a natural disaster and lost their library or their books, or maybe a spouse has died, or there's been a major illness in the family and they're struggling financially. There's other homeschool organizations. Apologia even has one called Apologia Mission. So Apologia Educational Ministries is where we sell our curriculum, but we have a 501c3 affiliated with us called Apologia Mission. And we help support the homeschool community by helping the international movement, sending speakers, sponsoring their conferences, going to speak. We also provide scholarships for folks who are going into ministry or missionary work. And we supply a scholarship for Impact 360, which is a gap year program if they've used Apologia curriculum. So those are some of the things we do at Apologia Mission. But a major category for Rachel and I is homeschooling. A second major category where we have found several organizations that we personally like to support is in the pro-life movement. There's many organizations there. The battle has changed since the Dobbs decision, but we want to support them with our presence physically at things like the March for Life, which we're already planning to go to this January. And there's several events related to that, a breakfast, a dinner, the march itself. But that's not the only pro-life ministry that's out there. Students for Life and many, many others that we follow, we help locally, regionally, and nationally. So homeschooling, the pro-life movement, those are two categories for us personally. And then missionary work. We have several individual missionaries that we support, that we've added to our list as we've been able. And so what I want to encourage you to do by telling you some of the categories that are important to us is for you to say, what are the categories? Is it something in homeschooling? Is it something in the pro-life movement? Something in missionary work? Something in Bible translation, perhaps? Something in relief ministries like Mercy Ships, Samaritan's Purse, organizations like that. Maybe it's even some that are close to the politics and areas. There's family life policy councils for many states that you could support that touch the political policy issues in your given area. So what I want to encourage you to do today is to consider what are your priorities? What do you want to make sure you can help supporting financially, with prayer, with involvement? And then today or tomorrow, depending on what day you're listening to this, on Giving Tuesday is a great opportunity to make that happen. So what Rachel and I are going to do tomorrow on December 3rd, 2024, we're actually going to sit down together. We've already gone through our planning and preparing of how much we're going to give to certain organizations, and we're going to sit down and actually do it together. We have been introduced to an organization called the National Christian Foundation, which is a way where you can make a tax-deductible donation to them, and then from there, you can divvy it up to the organizations that are affiliated with them, of which there's thousands. Even many churches have connected with the NCF. We've even been able to transfer money from our account to our children's account. We encourage them to open up accounts. We can transfer money to them, and then it's a donor-advised fund, and they get to make the decision of which organizations are going to benefit from the money. They don't get the tax deduction because we got it when we made it to NCF, but now they're in charge of where that money goes. So there's so many creative things you can do as a family, as a couple, when you think about giving. Even at our church recently, there are angel tree ministries where on a smaller scale, we're buying some gifts for an individual family. We'll bring it to the church, and then they'll distribute it to these families locally that are in need this Christmas. So again, Giving Tuesday is nothing but an opportunity, a day to put an emphasis on being charitable, being generous, and enjoying that journey. So that's my encouragement to you today on Giving Tuesday 2024. I hope that it can become one of your favorite days as well. All right, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. This has been Let's Talk Homeschool, brought to you by Apologia Educational Ministries. I'm Davis Carman, and as always, walking by faith and enjoying the homeschooling adventure of a lifetime.